Hello everyone, my name is Kiva and I teach people how to achieve the luxe look for less. In today's video, we're doing a buy this, not that Dollar Tree edition. And of course, we're talking about holiday decor because they're putting all the goodies out. So I want you to know what's worth your money and what you should leave at the store. Before we get into today's video though, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram, but let's get into it. So you guys know I love Dollar Tree and I love making Dollar Tree videos, and I normally just show you luxurious items, but it can be such a difficult store to navigate, especially when it comes to holiday decor, that I wanted to show you what was worth the money and what wasn't. So I went and spent like $100 at Dollar Tree, which gets you a really long way in Dollar Tree, and I want to show you what you should pick up. So to get started, they have these LED pillar candles, and pillar candles are super expensive. I was browsing at Pottery Barn yesterday and I don't even want to tell you how much they cost because it was too much money. But these candles even come with the battery in them. It just has a tab at the bottom here. You pull it and you are good to go. That's what it looks like when it's on. Obviously, it's not like the most amount of light ever, but I think for $1, this is a really great buy. They all are this height, so what I'd probably do is get a candelabra and kind of stagger them on there to give them some height. But I feel like they could be really nice at the base of your Christmas tree if you need a pillar candle and you don't want to pay for it. My thought is to actually do some type of arrangement in the windowsill using these, because I never want to use real candles because that's dangerous and I'm definitely forgetful. So we want to have great decor that's also safe. But be careful when you go to Dollar Tree because they have these, but they also have them with some pattern on them with some pearls, and I really don't care for those, but I think these are really fantastic. The next item that you should definitely buy is this little house here. So Dollar Tree always has these little houses for the holidays, and you know these mini houses at Walmart, Michael's, pretty much every other store, they can get very expensive, but these are $1 a piece, and they do have a hole in the base if you want to add an LED candle or something to that effect, and you can light it individually, and you can use those little battery powered packs that they have from Dollar Tree. Wait, let me show you one. And I really love these because you can light anything, even if you don't have access to an electric socket, which can really be a difficult thing when it comes to the holiday season. Plus, we all know that lighting your homes for the holidays can be really expensive, so this is a really easy way to cut down on the costs. Now, something you should definitely not buy for the holidays is this gold tree. So I think that these are actually new at Dollar Tree this year because I've not seen them before. And stacked on top of one another, they had like 10 stacks on top of one another. I kind of like them. But by themselves, they look kind of busy. They look like the Abominable Snowman, but he painted himself gold. And I don't think that's a really good look. I think there are a lot other like sleek trees you can get elsewhere. What I will say though is it does have the really nice cone base. So if you have the time and you need something for a good DIY, I'd probably just take all of this off. It's actually really easy to do, and wrap it with some twine or something like that for a base for a really nice modern Christmas tree. Now, I've absolutely always wanted to try these. Dollar Tree has these LED projectors, and I've always wondered, do they actually work? I'm going to do a little bit of B-roll here to show you what it looks like, but at the end of the day, I'd probably say this is not something that I invest in because it's not really easy to hide. Where would you put something like this? Unless you were doing this outside, and this is not big enough to really put it outside, there is no natural place for something like this. So while it's fun, it's one of those things that you should look at Dollar Tree, but actually just leave there. Now, the next item you should definitely buy is this very large ornament. Now, I love these ornaments. They're massive. Like, look at my head. Like, this is literally the size of my dog's head. He's a small dog, but that's big. I love this for $1. It's worth it. But what you shouldn't buy is actually this one. So this one is really great because it makes it easy to do some type of DIY. So you could maybe like glue a Christmas tree down there and make like a faux snow globe. But I think that this base is so distracting that it just doesn't look as high end. Whereas this one, it's just a really nice standard one. You can do any type of DIY you want to really elevate this. This is worth your money. And just for a few ideas on how you could actually DIY with those large ornaments, what I did here is I took some Mod Podge and some glitter, and I made kind of like a marbled little ornament there, which is nice and fun and modern. You could do it with any type of glitter you want. And the same thing here, I just took their faux snow and some Mod Podge, and I made one of those big crusted ornaments that has the snow on them, whereas one by themselves at other stores can cost $3. Able to do this for, you know, $1 and like 25 cents or something to that effect. So it's a good way to cut costs, and plus it's just super fun. sometimes $1 is not the best deal. So you should not buy these. Now this is a cute ornament. There's nothing inherently wrong with it, but this one ornament is $1. Whereas you can actually get these from Dollar Tree, and I believe there are 12 small ornaments in here for $1. So even though this one is larger than these, still like 3 of these is equal to 1 of these, and you're just getting a much more bang for your buck with these. And they have so many different colors. They have gold, silver, blush, navy. I mean, the colors really go on and on. It really depends upon your store, and they have variations of it. So here is one. There's a lot of glitter in this one. But you can also see this one, also gold. It has some ribbing here, some different patterns. So you just kind of have to mix and match and see which ones look more elevated and which ones don't. And as I just said, Dollar Tree has a ton of nice lights, but let me be your guide because you shouldn't buy them all. So they do have these ones. They're a nice clear white with a green cord. These are great. What I will say the downside about these is that they have these really huge battery packs. So they kind of stand in the way. You do have to hide them very well in your trees, but I do like them. But they have the clear white. I'm a fan of these, but they also have the red, and I'm not a fan of the red. I think that red lights in general, if they're not like totally multicolored or just red, I don't know, it's kind of an ominous color to me. I'm not a huge fan of just the red, but my absolute favorite ones are actually the copper ones. And the copper ones come like this. I'll insert a clip here of a fun little DIY I did with these, but they give off really nice yellow light and they're a lot thinner. So you don't have to worry about like this huge green cord in the same way that you do over here. So I'm a huge fan of these. And also they have ones that are in the shapes of like snowmen and stars. And again, I would stick to these copper wire ones or the basic green clear light ones. Those are the best ones. And they do even have like plug-in lights from the Dollar Tree, but they're not a good buy. If you want really nice long lights for your Christmas tree, head over to Walmart. I think Walmart has the absolute best deals when it comes to the Christmas lights, and don't be fooled. They'll have these really big sets that are like 500 lights for $20. Don't get, all of the small little lights and think it's a better deal, because when you add up all the lights you need, it tends to be that the larger packs actually accommodate you a little bit better. Now, these are both things that you definitely need to buy. So Dollar Tree has the best chargers, and chargers can be super expensive. When I go to Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel, I look at them and then I just leave. I just leave the store because they're way too expensive. But they have a brand new charger this year that I saw from Do It on a Dime, and I went hunting for it at my local Dollar Tree. They have this beautiful gold charger. Now, I've not cleaned it yet, so it does have some smears on it, but that's just from fingerprints. But I think this looks exquisite. We've seen the other charger before, and they're both plastic, but this one just looks a lot more high-end to me. I love the ribbing on the sides. I'd probably put a really nice black plate in the middle, and I think it would look very sophisticated. Maybe I'll do a little tablescape with these because I'm obsessed. I like them so much. I actually bought a full set for my own table for the holidays. And Dollar Tree also has these nice silver ones. I think, again, the silver ones look a lot more high-end than like the non-textured version of the gold ones when I look at them for a long time. So I do like these. I think you can't go wrong with any of the chargers besides the rose gold ones. I don't think the rose gold ones are very Christmas, and I just don't think they look as sophisticated overall. So I'd probably stick to the 2 of these. Dollar Tree has a ton of different wreaths from you to choose from, and DIY wreaths can be super fun, but I will caution you that you should stick to a shape you can actually like maneuver around. Because, for example, we have this candy cane one here, and it's cute, but you have to figure out how to like wrap your garland around that, or your eucalyptus, or whatever you're using. But this one is really cute. If I had to choose between their more fun shapes, I'd probably choose the candy cane before this ribbon here, because I think this is just a lot more difficult to kind of work with. What I see people do all the time is actually they take some of those really affordable bulbs that I showed you earlier, and then wrap them around and kind of create a nice 3D wreath that doesn't actually include any garland at all. So that's a really fun project, but I would definitely buy this one and not that one if I was put to the test. Dollar Tree also has these phenomenal wreaths. I'm not going to choose between the both of them because they're fantastic. This one is green, this one is gold. So I feel like if you're trying to do a more contemporary wreath and you really don't like the green color, this is a great option for you. Again, they're both $1. And they also have some wheel wreaths as well, which they always have. What I'd probably do is grab a bunch of these and do a different tier, like a 2-tier chandelier or 3-tier chandelier using these wreaths. If you want to see a DIY like that, be sure to go subscribe to the Parade YouTube channel because we are doing a fun DIY just like that in a few weeks. The next thing I want to talk about is this essential oil. So I will say that this is not the most high quality essential oil in the world, but I did want to pick it up and kind of give it a try because they had it at the Dollar Tree, and it is the balsam pine scent, and that's everyone's favorite scent. So I did want to open it up here. It does smell exactly the way it's supposed to smell. It smells just like Christmas. I probably wouldn't try and diffuse it because I don't really know what's in it, but it's a fun little thing you have. Maybe if you were doing a DIY and you wanted to bring a little bit of that Christmas scent, like sometimes people want their ornaments to smell like that or the wreath to smell like that, I might use this, put it in a spray bottle to get like that smell all over those things to really bring my DIY to the next level. You also have to pick up this candle holder. So Dollar Tree always has so many different candle holders, and most of the time they look super duper farmhouse. And I'm like, why? I don't want a farmhouse this year. But I love this because it has this really nice black stand here, and then you can put any type of candle you want in here. Something we did last year is we actually had, candle holders, and we put a floating candle on top, and then we put a little bit of pine underneath in water so that it was kind of like a propagation sort of situation, and that looked super cool. So you could do something like that going down your table as a really basic tablescape. Again, with those chargers and some black plates, it's going to look so sophisticated, and you can do it all super affordably. Now this is super cool. Of course, I DIY'd my own light up ornament, but they also have them at Dollar Tree. So it's a twofer because it actually comes with batteries. You just pull out the tab and look at it. Look at this church. It looks great here. There it is up on the tree. You can really see it. The light is nice and prominent, so I love that. Just put a hook and hang it on the tree. I think that this is really great if you like a sparsely lit tree, but you want it to be brighter at other times. This is a great way to do that. We don't like our trees to have too much light to them. We like to have a ton of ornaments, and then we want there to be a little bit of light, but not so much light that the tree looks super yellow at nighttime. I don't know, very niche desire there, but you guys know me. I just really love this. I think it's super cute. I would get a bunch of these and scatter them throughout the tree. I know, today's video is supposed to be buy this, not that, but you guys know I love Dollar Tree, so it's mostly buy mostly everything and not these few things. But they do have bells here. I can't really hold them up and talk, so you can see there's silver ones and there are gold ones, and they have small and large ones at Dollar Tree. I'm not telling you to discriminate when it comes to color, but I am saying to go big or go home. Something that I see with Christmas decor all the time is that people get things that are teeny tiny, and that looks really cute on like a coffee bar or a really small table, but most of us have larger spaces, so get those larger products, especially since they're the exact same price at Dollar Tree. So what I'd probably do is I'd grab a small wreath like this, some ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and these bells, and make a really nice thing that notifies you when people are coming in and out of the house. It's a really good way to DIY something that's large to fit on your door handle, and it can be very contemporary because the ones that they sell can be very cheesy. They always have some writing written on them, but this is a great way. You could make a small wreath with like eucalyptus or any type of greenery or faux greenery that you want, and it'll look super high end. The next item that I want to talk to you about is this. So this is supposed to be a Christmas tree. It's supposed to be nice and contemporary. It's black with a gold base, and I see what they're trying to do there here, but it looks kind of just like a triangle to me. That's really cool, but it's so small. I don't really think you would make a big impression with this, but I will say that last year at Target Dollar Spot, they had things that looked just like this, and they're a lot bigger, and I think that they're a little bit more affordable because, I mean, like in terms of size and the quantity that you get per serving or order. So I probably wouldn't grab this. I'd get the ones from Target, and plus this one is ceramic and it does have some imperfections on it. And I think, again, we want things that are larger that actually, pack a punch for our Christmas tablescapes. So Dollar Tree also has these ice cube trays, and I think they're super cute. They're super fun, but I wouldn't necessarily just use them for ice cubes, though that could be super fun. You could also use this for chocolate. So if you're making hot chocolate bombs or anything like that, you could put them in these trays, and you could get something that's really nice and festive. I see these at Michael's for a ton more money. They're like $4, $5, $6. This is just $1, and I love it. Something else that Chic on the Cheap did, if you don't follow her, you definitely did, is what she did is she took cookie cutters, Halloween cookie cutters, took some candles from the Dollar Tree, melted them down, and made a mold. You could do something very similar with these ice cube trays. Get your favorite candles from Dollar Tree. You could even get the basic scent ones, then get that essential oil that I just showed you from Dollar Tree, mix them together, put them in these molds, and use those pre-existing wicks, and then you have these really nice small little Christmas candles. You can put them in a mason jar with some ribbon and give it as a really nice gift that's super affordable. And I am so impressed with this metal wreath hanger from Dollar Tree this year. The quality is there. It is metal. It can bend if you force it, but we don't need to go all Hulk on it. It's going to get the job done, especially with these Dollar Tree wreaths. They're not going to be too heavy, especially since you're using their supplies. So they had gold, green, red. They have a myriad of colors. So even if you're into contemporary style, which you are because you're here, this is going to work perfectly for you. I'm also obsessed with these nice little containers they have here. So they had Christmas trees, they had stars, and they had something else that was red. I think they were Santa Clauses. And I love these containers because they can fit things inside. So my idea was actually to use these to create a little advent calendar for, like, you know, the 12 days of Christmas. So you put different treats inside one of them. You can paint them or do whatever you want and hang them up, and you can open them with your family during the different days of Christmas. And so you can have different little treats in there. And of course you can get your candy or whatever from Dollar Tree. I don't know. I think they have a ton of potential. You could even use it as a soap mold if you wanted to. I just thought they were super cute and I had to bring them home. Again, whatever DIYs I'm doing, be sure to go and follow me over on Instagram because that's where you're going to see them. I love doing Christmas DIYs, so sometimes I just post them. I even posted one today and it's only October. Next, we have these color your own ornaments. Now, I probably wouldn't color them, right? Because it's wood. I don't think it's going to look as high end. So if you want to color them, you're not feeling a little bit imaginative, I'd probably say leave these at the store, but I think they do have potential because I love to see wreaths where they have kind of hanging ornaments, but having those big ornaments, it can be really heavy and maybe our ceilings cannot support that, especially for working with hooks or something like that. So these are a great option. They do come with some twine in there. I'd probably give these a really nice spray paint and hang them from a wreath, and I think they look super high end. Now, Babe and I disagree on this one. This is a bell that they have from the Dollar Tree. I think, you know, for $1, it looks pretty realistic. It doesn't necessarily look like plastic, but there is no bell. It doesn't actually make any noise. And I think the noise is kind of part of it for me. Of course, you can put a bell inside, but I'd probably leave this at the store, especially given how fake the top looks. I think it's just not for everyone. But if you know, want to do a good DIY, you can take the top off and kind of run wild with this. So I'd probably leave it at the store. But if you like more of a red and gold Christmas, this might be the thing for you. And I absolutely adore these. These are these little Christmas trees because, again, Dollar Tree always has those things to make like one of those miniature scenes, and I love those scenes. Actually, where I grew up in Baltimore, the fire station always used to put one together every year, and it was my favorite thing about Christmas. But they have these cute little trees here. I actually prefer these ones to these ones. These are cute little gold ones. I think gold looks nice, but they just don't look as sophisticated. These look really nice and high-end. I think you could use them for a tablescape, pretty much anything. And they have so many different sizes of these. They even come in white, and I think sometimes they even come in black, so definitely look out for these at your Dollar Tree. I actually still have some from last year. They held up super well, so the quality is there when it comes to these trees. The last item I want to share with you is this nice Christmas sign, and you're saying, oh, it has words, I don't want that. Well, it has a ton of potential. It has this really nice metal top, so what I'd probably do is paint the rest of it. Maybe I'd use plaster of Paris to give it some texture, some black paint, do maybe the baking soda trick, and create a really nice high-end looking ornament. And I might use this with a stand that they have from Dollar Tree, so get one of like those picket plastic signs that they have in their garden section, and use this in my front yard. If I had a front yard to display some Christmas ornaments, you could also hang this on your front door or something to that effect. I think the opportunities are endless here. You could even use this on your table for Christmas with like maybe your dessert plate or something like that as a little charger. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Those were some Dollar Tree items that you should and shouldn't buy for the holiday season. This was such a fun video to film because I was able to go to my all-time favorite store. Dollar Tree has a ton of great things you should be picking up from the holidays, but there's some things you should be wary of. What are you gonna pick up on your next visit to Dollar Tree? What are your plans for Christmas? Let's chat about it down in the comments. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. And until next time, have a beautiful day.